Welcome back to Inside City Hall. Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani and President Donald Trump are preparing for a highly anticipated meeting. Earlier this week, Mamdani said that his transition team has reached out to the White House after the president expressed interest in sitting down with the mayor-elect. But all of this comes after months of talking tough and trading threats, and now the two men are seeking to put aside their differences and focus on how they can best benefit New York City amid a federal funding fight and threats of federal troops on the streets here in the 5 boroughs. My next guest is no stranger to these kind of conversations. He is a friend of the president and has been directly in touch with him about Mamdani. John Catsimatidis is the owner of the Catsimatidis grocery chain and chairman of the Red Apple Group. He also hosts the Cats Roundtable, a talk radio show on WABC Radio. Welcome back to the program. Good to see you.
Well, thank you, Errol, and thank you for having me. And we're praying for good things to happen. You know, after all, President Trump has met with the North Korean president, has met with Putin. So why not meet with Mdani? I mean, it's
Is that what you said to the president?
Yes,
it seems like a pretty...
I said that. I mean, look, President Trump loves New York. He really, deep down inside, he loves New York. And he wants to make sure New York goes in the right direction.
Do you think they could work together maybe on the FIFA World Cup coming to New Jersey since it'll be in the area?
Well, the World Cup is very important to him. Andrew Giuliani is running it for the president, and he's a good kid. He loves sports, and I think the World Cup is going to do a phenomenal amount of numbers. And you know, it's the new America where a lot of people are the World Cup. Be a winner.
There's been some discussion about getting those prices down since the ticket prices might be quite high, but we'll see about that. I wanted to follow up on something. You told Fox Business, and I'm quoting you, "If the city of New York is going socialist, I will definitely close or sell or move or franchise the Catsimatidis locations." Was that hyperbole? Was that just an expression of concern, or would you realistically
It's an expression of concern. But I'll tell you what really is going to happen. It's people are concerned. We care about the quality of life. We care about that the police department doesn't get reduced in strength. We care about the mayor of the city of New York gets to appoint all the criminal justice. If you reduce the NYPD or hurt the NYPD and you put in criminal judges that is going to allow everybody to stay on the streets of New York, that is the quality of life. And the burden goes on Governor Hochul. She has the power to put the finger down to make sure the right thing happens in New York City. President Trump has the finger to make sure that the money that comes into New York is spent properly. So that's part of our checks and balance system. The governor, the president of the United States, and what we want, look, I have nothing against Mdani. You know, I pray for his success. I'm glad he picked Jessica Tisch. She's a smart lady, and Ray Kelly trained her, and he loves her. But the quality of life, Governor Hochul has to do her job to make sure checks and balances. And President Trump loves New York. He loves New York. He will provide the money to New York. And my discussion with the president has been that worst case scenario, let's not cut back on money in New York. We'll do what we did in the 1970s, provide a monitor, give the monitor the money, and just make sure the monitor spends the money properly.
When we talk off camera about business, you seem like a glass half full kind of guy. And now you're talking about all the things that could go wrong, as opposed to the things that we hope can go right.
I pray it goes right. I want to live here. You know, I was at a function a week ago, and people were looking for me. They all came up to me and say they're looking for leadership. I said, you know, what would President Trump say? Fight, fight, fight. Let's maintain our city and maintain our quality of life. That's all we want. Well, do we have to pay more taxes? We'll pay.
You did a roundtable style panel on your radio show on Monday, the goal of creating a relationship with Mamdani. Why not just call him? That's what you normally do.
Oh, I
right?
texted him.
Yeah?
I texted him, and I asked him to come to the Police Athletic League and speak at our luncheon.
Okay, so you've been in touch, and does it look like there's going to be a relationship?
I pray for a good relationship.
Okay. Let me
Look,
give you.
it's about the kids. Don't forget, I'm chairman of the Police Athletic League.
Sure.
I care about the kids of the inner city. It's not about my feeling on politics. Politics has nothing to do with it. I don't care Democrats, Republicans. I care of quality of life in the city, and I care about those 20,000, 25,000 inner city kids that need the right guidance.
I have spoken with your group, and I'm a big fan of the Police Athletic League.
Well, we hope
been.
you come back and speak again.
Absolutely, guaranteed. But let me ask you something. Your radio station has a morning man who was referred to the mayor-elect as a, quote, animal, as a, quote, jihadist, and as a, quote, terrorist, and said he would be cheering if another 9/11 happened. If we're going to work with this new mayor-elect, your station will have to stop broadcasting hate speech, right?
You know, let me tell you something. Before, you know what I said to Mdani or Zohran? I said to him, look, before November 4th, there was war. Mm-hmm. After November 5th, let's settle down and forget about the past. And go forward.
So
that sounds good, doesn't it?
So the hate speech will stop? Is that?
I would not allow any hate speech. It is what it is.
Since we're talking about the station, you and Curtis Lewa had a very public falling out. Curtis Lewa said he'd never...
I never had a falling out. I love Curtis.
Well, Curtis said he'd never come back on WABC's air.
Let him calm down.
Okay, so it sounds like you might...
Listen, I've helped Curtis for 40 years. Mm-hmm. Guardian Angels and everything. Curtis is upset, yes. But don't forget, our station, our host, we said we supported anybody but Mdani. Anybody but Mdani. It was, and I said to Curtis, the last 2-3 weeks, all of a sudden, it wasn't making enough progress. We said, Curtis, you're not making enough progress. You know, why? And Curtis will have to explain himself. Why was he attacking Cuomo versus attacking? Well, at that time, it was a clear and present danger. The clear and present danger at that time.
See, that's the glass half empty again. But
no, I speak the truth.
What about the ways? What about the numbers in the end? In the end, because Mamdani got over 50%, it didn't necessarily mean you could have combined everybody together, and he still would have won.
No, right? A couple of points off, and I think Andrew Cuomo could have worked a little bit harder. He didn't work a perfect campaign. Curtis, you know, was the third member, and it was a perfect. It was a perfect storm for Mdani.
Well, I spoke with Dean Foulahan, the incoming first deputy mayor. One of the things he told me is that it's actually not going to be as hard as people might think to implement the Mamdani agenda. There may be some funding issues around childcare because that's the big ticket item. But that when it comes to fast and free buses, when it comes to a rent freeze, which we've done 3 times before, when it comes to opening, you know, basically, essentially 5 food pantries, which is what he's talking about.
The number one concern, you know, on my 5 o'clock show, we used to play the word Exodus. Mm-hmm. We don't want more people to leave New York. We don't want businesses to leave New York. 1% of New Yorkers pay 48% of the taxes. If there's an exodus, machine kaput.
Yeah, but you don't know anybody personally who's leaving, do you?
Oh, you don't bet on it.
No. I mean, I'm
staying.
I went through. I spent more time than I ever should have looking at studies. There have been studies that on this where they looked at every millionaire in the country over a 13-year period, all of the millionaires, to see where they moved and where they didn't move. And it turns out they move less frequently than anybody else. People move because they're seeking economic opportunity. If you're making $1 million a year, you have found economic opportunity. You know, that's why we have 120 plus billionaires.
I want New York is the biggest capitalist city in the world. Mdani has been saying other things that he wants the biggest socialist city in the world. And that's where the clash is going to happen. Let's see what happens. We want New York to be the greatest city in the world, always.
Okay. Now, you did say on the air that if things go well, you don't mind paying more taxes.
I don't mind paying more taxes, but don't abuse the people that pay 48% of the taxes.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks very much. Always great talking with you, John Catsimatidis.